Hello friends, welcome to the channel Made Easy Solution. Friends, our today's topic of discussion is decimal subtraction. Now you may ask me, sir, we have already learned decimal subtraction in our childhood. Why to learn now? Hold on my friends, I know you know very well decimal subtraction. I have a question for you. If your subtractor is larger than subtrahend, you will get positive results, no doubt. But if your subtrahend is larger than subtractor, what you will get? Can you subtract your larger subtrahend than smaller subtractor? No, of course not. So what you will do? You reverse the position of subtractor and subtrahend. That means you subtract subtractor from subtrahend, and whatever result you will get, you say it as a negative results. Now as we are learning digital electronics here, we use numbers to represent signals. Everything is represented by numbers. We use binary number system, octal number system and hexadecimal number system to represent signals. So everything is represented in the form of bits. We cannot use negative sign to indicate negative results as we do in decimal number system. So we have to find such a technique that will represent negative numbers or sign numbers by using bits or by using digits. And our conventional subtraction process does not allow us to use digits to represent signed numbers, that is negative numbers or positive numbers. So here in this lecture, first we will discuss the conventional subtraction process, and then we will check what type of result we get. Can we represent negative numbers by using digits, not by sign? And if not, then what type of techniques or which techniques we can use to represent negative numbers by using digits. We will apply these techniques in decimal number first, because we are well familiar with decimal number system. It will be easy for you to understand the techniques in decimal number system. Then we can apply the techniques in other number system like binary, hexadecimal and octal number system. So let's move forward to our today's lecture. Welcome friends in our today's lecture, that is decimal subtraction, which is the third lecture of the lecture series number system arithmetic, included in unit 1 number system and course of the subject digital techniques. So let's move forward and learn the decimal subtraction in detail. First we will learn what subtraction exactly is. Subtraction means taking out something from something, and what remains we call it as a difference. So here, as we are learning number systems, the subtraction means taking out some numbers from a number, and whatever remains we call it as a difference. Now as we have seen in the lecture of addition, when we add two numbers, we actually add it digit by digit. That is, we start the operation from the LSDs. Very first, the LSD of addend is added with the LSD of adder. So similarly over here, subtraction is also an operation. So it is also done digit by digit. So first we will learn basic concept of subtraction, which is a two-digit subtraction. So here I have a subtractor. Now subtractor is such a digit from which we take out something. That means we take out some digit, and that operation is called as subtraction and indicated by this sign. This sign is known as minus sign. The second digit I have is a subtrahend. Subtrahend is a digit which is get subtracted from subtractor, and whatever remains we call it as a difference. So as we have seen in the operation of addition, we have a basic equation of subtraction over here, and this equation has two sides, that is left hand side and right hand side. So here subtractor minus subtrahend is the left hand side of the equation, and difference is the right hand side of the equation, whereas these equality signs indicate that the left hand side of the equation is equal to right hand side of the equation. So basically what, if we subtract a subtrahend from a subtractor, we get difference over here. So now let us consider the possibilities. As I have a one digit subtractor and a one digit subtrahend, so my total possibilities will be 10 power 2 is equal to 100. That means subtractor can be from 0 to 9 and subtrahend can also be from 0 to 9. So I will take some examples over here only. So let us consider my subtractor is 9 and my subtrahend is 5. So what I will do over here, I will take out 5 from 9. So how we perform this operation exactly? Consider what we have done in our childhood. Consider total 9 fingers of both the hands, that is 5 from one hand and 4 from other hand. So total 9 fingers we have. Then we take out 5 fingers. So how many fingers we have now? Let us count. So we get 4 fingers. So this is how we perform subtraction. Let us see one more example. I have a subtractor as 8 and subtrahend as 6. So when I take out 6 from 8, I will get 2 over here. Now if you see here, in both cases my subtractor is larger than subtrahend. That's why I am getting positive results. But it is not mandatory that every time my subtractor is larger than subtrahend. Sometime you may come across in such a situation that your subtrahend is larger than subtractor. Then what you will do? Let us see on next slide. So here we will see 2-digit subtraction with borrow. What borrow is? Whenever my subtrahend is larger than subtractor, I can't take it out from the subtractor. That means I can't subtract the subtrahend from subtractor. Let us consider an example. Suppose I have 5 pence in my hand. My friend comes to me and asks me for 7 pence. Can I give him 7 pence? No, because I have only 5 pence. Here 5 pence are actually the subtractor and 7 pence are actually the subtrahend. So if I have 5 pence in my hand, I can't give 7 pence to my friend. What I will do? I will search my bag, and suppose in my bag there are 50 pence. So what I will do? I will take some pence from the bag and add them with my initial number of pence, that is 5. So consider I take 10 pence from my bag. So now how many number of pence I have? Initial 5 pence and the 10 pence taken from the bag. Total 15 pence I have. Now I can give 7 pence to my friend. So the concept of taking pence from bag is nothing but a borrow. That means the 10 pence are actually the borrowed pence. So similarly, when I have to subtract a larger subtrahend from smaller subtractor, I take borrow from a next significant digit. And if a borrow is given to the least significant digit, we will have to subtract it from the current. My equation will be like this. I have a subtractor over here and subtrahend over here, that will be subtracted from subtractor along with a borrow given to previous subtraction, and it will give me the result. We call it as a difference. So now here how many number of possibilities we have? Subtractor can be from 0 to 9, subtrahend can be from 0 to 9, and borrow given to previous subtraction will also be from 0 to 9. So total 10 power 3 is equal to 1000 possibilities here. So we will consider only some possibilities. So let us consider my first possibility. I have subtractor 9 and subtrahend 5. Now here a subtractor is larger than subtract. So I can take out 5 from 9. That means I can subtract 5 from 9 along with carry 1. So what it will give me? 9 minus 5 is equal to 4 and 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So I must get 3 over here. Now let us consider such an situation or such an example where my subtractor is less than subtrahend. So let us see next example. Here I have a 3 as subtractor. It will subtract 7. Now 7 is larger than 3. That means my subtrahend is larger than subtractor. That means I can't take out 7 from 3. What I have to do here? Just I have explained you with an example that I have to borrow pence from my bag. So I have to take borrow from next significant digit over here. So I will take a borrow over here, and this borrow must be subtracted from next digit subtraction. Now here I have placed the borrow at tens position, considering 3 as at unit position. Means what? If my digits are placed at unit position, I will have to take the borrow from the digit placed at tens position. If I am performing subtraction operation on digit placed at tens position, I will have to take borrow from a digit placed at 100 position, and that's why the value of borrow is always 10 over here in decimal number system, because the base of decimal number system is 10, and always the digit placed at next significant place is 10 times larger than the digit placed at least significant position. So now the value of borrow taken is 10 actually, and the initial digit I had was 3. So now total figure I have is 10 plus 3 is equal to 13. Now I can subtract 7 from 13. So let us subtract it. So 7 subtracted from 13 is equal to 6, and borrow 1 subtracted from 6 is equal to 5. So I will get a 5 result over here. This is how we perform subtraction operation when a subtrahend is larger than subtractor. Now let us see some examples. We will see 2 number subtraction with borrow. So here I have arranged the equation in vertical manner. Subtractor minus subtrahend minus borrow given to previous subtraction operation will give me the difference and I will place a borrow over here just above the subtractor. So let us consider 8784 as a subtractor over here, which will subtract 6859, and I have to subtract the borrow given to previous subtraction operation. So I will place the borrow over here. It will give me the difference. So now, as we have discussed that every operation is performed digit by digit, and we start the operation from LSD. So here start the subtraction operation from LSD. Here 4 is the LSD of the subtractor and 9 is the LSD of subtrahend. So subtract 9 from 4. If you see, the subtractor digit, that is 4, is less than the subtrahend digit, that is 9. So I can't take out 9 from 4. So I have to take a borrow over here. So I will take a borrow from next significant digit, that is 8. So I will place a borrow over here. I will subtract this borrow whenever I will perform subtraction of these digits. So now, as I have taken borrow from here, so I will place the borrow above 4. Now can I subtract? The value of borrow taken is 10 because it is taken out from the next significant digit. So 10 plus 4 will give me 14. Now I can subtract 9 from 14. So I will get the difference of this subtraction is equal to 5. So I will place 5 over here. Now perform the next digit subtraction, that is subtract 5 and 1 from 8. Now can I subtract? Yes, because 8 is larger than 5 along with 1. So 8 minus 5 is equal to 3, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So I must get 2 as a difference over here, and I will put the difference over here. Now perform the next digit subtraction, that is subtract 8 from 7. Now can we subtract? Again 8 is larger than 7. So we cannot take out 8 from 7. So just take borrow from 8 over here. So I will place borrow over here, which is to be subtracted when I will subtract 6 from 8. Now I will put the taken borrow above 7, and the value of this borrow is 10 because it is taken from next significant digit. So now what figure I have? The value of borrow taken is 10 and the initial digit was 7. So total figure I have 17. Now I can subtract 8 from 17. So 8 subtracted from 17, I will get 9 as a difference, and I will put the difference over here. Now perform the subtraction of MSDs, most significant digit. So when I subtract 6 from 8, I will get 2, and then subtract this borrow given to the previous addition from the 2. So I will get 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 as a difference over here, and I will put the difference over here. So I have performed all digit subtractions and I got the result 1925. Now if you see here, even if sum of the digits of subtractor is less than sum of the digits of subtrahend, but the whole subtrahend number is less than the whole subtractor number, so it was easily subtracted and we got the positive result. But it is not mandatory every time that my subtrahend number is always less than subtractor number. Sometimes I may come across in a situation where my subtractor number is less than the subtrahend number. So how can we perform subtraction in such case? Let's see on the next slide. Here I have arranged the equation in vertical manner as I had done in the previous slide, and I will place a borrow above the subtractor digits. So let's consider the subtractor as a 6859, and it will subtract the subtrahend 8784. So if you see, I have considered the same numbers which I had considered in the previous example. The only difference is that I have shuffled the subtractor and subtrahend. Now here my subtractor is such a number which was subtrahend in the previous example, and my subtrahend number is such a number which was subtractor in the previous example. So basically what, my subtrahend number is larger than the subtractor number. So let's see what result we will get over here. In the previous example, the result we got was 1925. So I must get the same result over here because the same numbers I have considered, only I have shuffled them. So let's move forward and let's see what result I will get. Now here I have to subtract the borrow given to the previous subtraction operation here as well. So I will place the borrow given to the previous subtraction here and will subtract them from the respective significant digits, and it will give me the result. I will place the result over here. So now as usual, let's start the subtraction from LSDs, least significant digit. So subtract 4 from 9. Can I subtract? Yes, because 9 is larger than 4. So 4 subtracted from 9, I will get 5 as a difference over here, and I will put the difference over here. Now let's move forward and let's subtract the next significant digit. So subtract 8 from 5. Now can I subtract? No, because 5 is less than 8. So I will take borrow from the next significant digit, that is 8, and I will put the borrow over here, and we will subtract this borrow from 8 whenever I will perform this digit subtraction. Now this borrow taken I will place over 5, and the value of this borrow is 10 because it is taken from next significant digit. So total figure I have now 10 plus 5 is equal to 15, and now I can subtract 8 from 15. So I will get the difference as 7 over here, and I will put the difference here. Now subtract 7 from 8, next significant digit. Can I subtract? Yes, 7 is less than 8, so I can subtract 7 from 8. So let's subtract. So when 7 is subtracted from 8, I will get the result 1, and this borrow is subtracted from the result 1. So I will get the difference 0 over here, and I will put the difference over here as a result. Now let's subtract the MSDs. Now here 8 is larger than 6. The subtrahend MSD is larger than subtractor MSD. Can I subtract now? Can I take a borrow over here? I don't have next significant digit, so I can't take a borrow over here. So how will you subtract? So the technique we use of taking borrows fails over here. So what normally we do? What we have learned in our childhood, that in such a case we reverse the subtractor and subtrahend, and whatever result we get, we call it as a negative result. This negative sign indicates the reverse operation. That means actually subtractor is subtracted from subtrahend, and that's why we call it as a negative result. But here in digital electronics, why we are learning number system, we are actually using numbers in place of signals, and the signal is represented by numbers. And in digital electronics we use binary number system, where only 0 and 1's 2 digits are there. We call them as a bit. As these bits represent signals, we cannot use negative sign over here. So the negative sign itself will be represented by bits only, and that's why we cannot use the negative sign over here in digital electronics. So you may ask me, sir, that we have to do whenever we learn binary subtraction. Yes, no doubt my friends, but as we are using decimal number system as a reference number system, whatever techniques we are using in binary, octal and hexadecimal number system, that we will learn and will apply in decimal number system first, because we have learned decimal number system from our childhood and we know it very well. So if we apply the techniques in decimal number system first, it will be easy for us to understand the techniques in binary, octal and hexadecimal number system. Now before moving forward and learn the techniques used in binary, octal and hexadecimal number system, first we will consider what result we will get if we would have a next significant digit. So I would have taken borrow from the next significant digit and would have placed the borrow above 6. So the total figure I would have 16, and now then I could subtract 8 from 16. So the difference I would have get is 8. So I would have placed the difference over here. Now you can compare the result we got in previous example. In previous example we got the result 1925. Here we are getting 8075. So we are getting some different results by the borrow technique when our subtrahend number is larger than subtractor number. And as we have just discussed, in such a case what we do, we reverse the numbers. That means subtrahend acts as a subtractor and subtractor acts as a subtrahend. That means subtrahend subtracts subtractor, and whatever result we get, we call it as a negative result. But as we have discussed just few minutes before, we cannot use negative sign, but the negative sign can be represented by bit. So virtually there are no negative numbers, and that's why we have to apply some another techniques. So what we can conclude over here, we get proper results when subtractor digit is larger than subtrahend digit. When subtractor digit is less than subtrahend digit, we takes borrow from next significant digit. But this technology of taking borrows fails when the MSD of subtractor is less than the MSD of subtrahend. So what we do over here, we use complements method, and in the complements method we actually performs addition, and the addition gives us subtraction. How? We will see in next lecture. If you like this video, press like button, share this video to your friends and subscribe my YouTube channel Made Easy Solution. Thank you.